Okay, so welcome back everyone for another deep dive. And I think we all know what we're diving into
Mhm.
today.
Oh, yeah.
It is Squid Game season 2.
I was so excited for
I
this.
know, I know. I feel like everyone who watched season 1 like I did,
Yeah.
which I'm assuming is like everyone listening,
Most people, yeah.
just like devoured it as soon as it came out
Yeah,
and has been waiting for
absolutely.
season 2, and now it's finally here, so we're going to dive in.
Let's get into it.
Just a quick recap for anyone who maybe hasn't seen season 1 or has been a minute.
Yeah.
Squid Game, it's a show about a group of people who are all facing like serious financial struggles.
Hmm.
They're desperate, and they get invited to play these like deadly children's games
Right.
for a chance to win a huge cash prize. And well, things get pretty intense.
Yeah, high stakes, social commentary. Like, you don't really think about that going in, but
No.
it's really interesting the way they weave that in.
Yeah, and so we're going to be looking at season 2, specifically based on some reviews and analysis we've got.
All right.
And kind of the big question is, did it live up to the hype?
Right. Did it
So
deliver?
one of the things that really jumped out at me right away was what they did with Gi-hun's character.
Yeah,
He was our protagonist in season 1.
he was.
And we really saw him go through it, like, just trying to survive each game.
Just to survive, yeah.
But now it seems like he's coming back with, like, a mission.
Oh, yeah, big time. He's not just playing to survive anymore. He's back to, like, expose the game, like the whole organization behind it.
Yeah, he's, like, not the victim anymore. He's, like,
No.
ready to be the Avenger.
Exactly. It's almost like, they flipped the script on us.
Totally, totally. And I think that's a really cool way to keep things interesting for season 2, you know?
Keeps you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, because now it's not just, will he survive the game?
Yeah,
It's like, can he actually take down this whole operation?
exactly.
And that just adds a whole other layer of tension, right?
Yeah, totally. And it really sets the stage for this clash, between him and, like you said, this whole shadowy organization behind the games.
Yeah, so what about the games themselves? Because I know in the reviews they talked about them being like more intricate, more dangerous.
Yeah, they've upped the ante.
What does that even mean?
Well, you remember the games in the first season, they were all like childhood games, but, with a dark twist.
Red light, green light.
Yeah, red light, green light, the tug of war. But this time around, they're more complex. Like, they require more strategy. There's more at play.
Oh.
One review actually mentioned this game where the players are manipulating global markets, like, to survive,
Yeah.
directly reflecting the show's critique of capitalism. So it's almost like the games themselves are making a statement,
Whoa.
not just about the organization's power, but also the growing challenge that Gi-hun faces.
It's like they've woven that social commentary right into the actual mechanics of the games.
Exactly. It's not just like a side dish anymore. It's like the main course.
I like that. I like that. It's like they're using these really intense life or death situations to hold a mirror up to like the problems in our world.
Exactly. The inequality, the desperation that kind of leads people to these games in the first place, the systems that make it all possible, it's all there.
So they're not shying away from that at all. It sounds like they're going even harder.
Oh no, they're leaning right in. And they're making it so relevant to like what's going on in the world right now.
So we've got like a vengeful Gi-hun. We've got these like really intricate games that are making a statement. And the social commentary is just like amped up to 11.
All cylinders firing.
But what about the players? Like the characters? Because in season 1, we had this cast of characters that we really connected with.
Yeah.
Do the new characters live up to that?
I will say this, Lee Jung-jae, he's amazing. I mean, the performance he gives as Gi-hun like captures all the complexity of this transformation he's gone through. Like
Yeah.
a man haunted by what he's seen, but so driven by this desire for justice. It's powerful.
So glad they didn't mess that up. Right. Because he was so good on the first season.
Oh, absolutely. But, the reviews, they do point out that some of the new characters, they don't quite reach that same level of depth.
Oh, I was afraid of that. It's always hard. You get attached to these characters.
Yeah, I know.
And you want the new ones to be just as good.
Yeah, it's tough to follow up such a strong original cast.
Yeah, what do you think is behind that? Like, why do you think they maybe fell short with some of these new characters?
Well, it's a balancing act, You want to introduce new elements, keep the story fresh, but you also don't want to lose what made the first season so great.
Right.
It could be anything, maybe limited screen time, maybe their motivations aren't fully explored, or maybe they just don't feel as connected to the core themes of the show.
It's such a shame because when you have characters that feel real, that you really connect with,
Yeah.
it just makes the whole story that much more powerful.
Oh, absolutely. Every little piece matters.
Speaking of making the story more powerful, let's talk about the look of season 2. because I remember season 1.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the visuals were very stark, very minimalist, almost.
Distinctive.
Yeah, and from what I've read, season 2 kind of keeps that same style,
Okay.
but they've really cranked up the CGI.
Really?
And the reviews seem kind of icky on it, like they're not sure if it works.
I get it. I mean, you remember how effective the visuals were in the first season? Like, it was so striking.
Mhm.
CGI can be great, don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But if it's not done well, it can kind of take away from that raw, visceral feel that made Squid Game so unique.
Yeah. I mean, I love a good explosion as much as the next person.
Here.
But there's something about the grittiness, like the practical effects of the first season, that just added to the tension.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's like if they go too slick, they might lose some of that edge.
Exactly. And it all comes back to the tone they're trying to set, right?
Right.
If they want to keep that sense of realism, of showing the human cost of these games, then they have to be really careful with how they use CGI.
Exactly. It has to serve the story, not distract from it.
So basically, season 2 of Squid Game sounds like they took everything from season 1
Yeah.
and they were like, let's just turn it up to 11. Like, higher stakes, deeper social critique, more ambitious visuals.
We're not messing around.
But it also sounds like there are a few things that could have gone wrong.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's ambitious, right? They're pushing boundaries. So whether they hit the mark on everything, we'll have to see.
Exactly.
But one thing's for sure, it's going to get people talking.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to spark debates and maybe even challenge some of our own beliefs. That's what makes Squid Game so compelling.
I mean, that's what made season 1 such a phenomenon, right? It wasn't just a show you watched, it was a show you thought about afterward.
Absolutely.
So before we go, I have to ask you,
Okay.
if you were Gi-hun,
Yeah.
right now, facing this whole organization, what would your strategy be?
Oh, man, that's a tough one.
I know. Something to think about.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, everyone go check out season 2.
Yes.
Form your own opinions. Let's keep this conversation going.
It's definitely worth the watch.
All right. Until next time.
See ya.